Does Frieza's return in Dragon Ball Super for the Tournament of Power make sense? Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Hello and welcome to Dimsy's Domain, and let's just get right into it. When I talk about Frieza's return for the Universe 7 team competing in the Tournament of Power, part of the Universe 7 team, the 10th member, let me tell you why it makes sense from a blunt strength point of view. There's no one stronger they could turn to. You could say, why don't they go and get Cell? Cell is weaker than Frieza. And they probably are going to turn to Frieza in the last hour or half an hour before the Tournament of Power begins. So there really isn't much choice. Hey, why don't they go and get Trunks? Well, due to time travel restrictions, I don't think they're going to risk it when you have the Great Priest as well as Zeno present in the tournament. So they might get themselves disqualified. So it doesn't make sense in that regard. And why him? Well, Frieza's very strong. His golden form is equal to a Super Saiyan Blue level of power, as in it can hold its own. He's stronger than most of the team members of Universe 7, and even in his 4 form, he is as strong as most of them. Now, how strong is Gohan after his power-up, his convenient power-up? We don't know, we don't care, because Frieza's probably gonna still get some sort of power-up as well. He might have time to think over how to control his golden form, but the thing is, his golden form does have a lot of stamina issues, yes, but generally, as a whole, it is much stronger. He is much stronger of an individual than most of the competitors anyway who are competing for Universe 7. Most importantly, Frieza is fighting for his survival. We do know that in every universe, or in the universe, you have the mortal realm, the living realm, the hell, heaven, and all of that jazz. You have the other world as well. So if the universe gets erased, all of them gets erased as well. So Frieza, like any tyrant, they try to live as far and as long as possible, even if they have to live vicariously through someone else. The thing is, Frieza is dead, yes, but he doesn't want to not exist. He doesn't want to just go out of existence, even if it does mean him suffering for eternity, staying in a cocoon, because at the same time he's gonna think to himself, maybe there's a hope for me to revive, just like when he was revived for Resurrection of F. So there is that. Another thing is the fact that he will be compelled to fight because of the fact that and this is one thing which kind of makes Resurrection of F, as crap and shit of a arc movie it was in terms of story, it kind of might make a little bit more sense. He was absolutely shit scared of Beerus. Now, when Beerus and Whis were spectating his fight as he was duking out against Goku and Vegeta, he was absolutely terrified of Beerus, even in his golden form. So what does that say? Beerus can easily just threaten him and say, look, you have no choice. You either do it or I'm going to erase you. You either don't do it and you're going to be erased anyway, and you either don't do it and I'll just leave you be and you stay in that cocoon. The truth is this, there's far more reason for him to compete for his own survival, also with the fact that it's Frieza. He might also think of a dastardly plan to somehow try and escape and survive or run away. Although Uranai Baba is going to revive him for 24 hours, he might try to think of a loophole, or he might not even consider it. He might think, okay, let me just try and run away within those 48 minutes, and hopefully I might be able to do something very similar to Frost. Yes, let's talk about Frost, because the potential interactions that Frieza can have once again makes it more sense, because of the fact that it just makes me interested. It makes you interested. It makes the viewers as a whole interested to see him firstly interact with the non-Universe 7 people, and most importantly Frost, the two people from his race. They're doppelgangers from a different universe. Wouldn't you want to see them interact? And I'm gonna release a video talking about Frieza and Frost and what I would like, what my predictions are going to be, and just, yeah, stay tuned for that. But more importantly, the interactions he's going to have with his own members. How is he going to coexist with Goku and Vegeta, especially after what they did to him in his recent return in the Resurrection of F arc? You want to see Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza somehow make this trifecta, this super team, and everyone loves when the villains return and they're forced to team up with the heroes. And it's very similar to even Suicide Squad, where the villains have to do some sort of noble deed because they're inclined, and no, they're compelled to do so because they have no choice. Now, another thing about Frieza returning is the fact that it makes sense from a tactical point of view. When it comes to eradicating a large amount of people, he is the master of it. Just look at what he did to the Saiyans. He was the emperor of the universe. He knows what it means to put a full group down. He knows how to silence a group, and he is a very good planner. A planner because of the fact that if you are the emperor, if you are running this space, galactic, whatever empire, you must have the mental capacity to be able to make certain not techniques but plays, so you silence a group of people. So he knows how to think. An example of this is the fact that he's a master tactician because of the fact that he got Sorbet to shoot Goku with the ray gun, even though he was super confident in his own ability, in his golden form, thinking how the hell can Goku and Vegeta possibly beat me in this form. He had a contingency plan, and that's one of the things where he does what needs to be done, even if it's scummy. He will do things which Goku and Vegeta would not even consider. Actually, Vegeta might consider, but the problem with Vegeta is the fact that Vegeta might get engrossed in the fight itself, so he comes a bit softer in terms of what needs to be done in terms of blunt, brute, clinical planning. So Frieza, remember, when he was losing, he blew up the Earth. When he was losing, he blew up Namek. Or when he got angry, he killed Krillin. He will do these things. And imagine the interactions, as I said earlier. Firstly, Android 17 has not met Frieza. That's going to be interesting. Piccolo, wow. More importantly, Krillin. How is Krillin going to interact? How is he going to even behave? He had a PTSD against Frieza especially. Now imagine what Frieza's going to do. Comedic goldmine right there. Imagine this. Frieza teases him and takes the piss out of Krillin and just winks at him and says, hey Krillin, you're right. And then Krillin starts shitting himself. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. Now I really want to see this, and this is kind of this might happen because of the fact that Frieza cannot be trusted. By the way, I spoke about planning. Imagine Frieza and Piccolo planning. That's just gonna be Frieza, Piccolo, and Vegeta making this plan, and you're just gonna be like, okay, wow, that's interesting. His inclusion in this Universe 7 team gives much needed complexity and unpredictability for the way this tournament is going to pan out. And that's the thing. Can he be trusted? I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't think he can. I think he will try to betray them, or what he might do is he might just not save someone being eliminated, and that's probably going to be the case. Goku and Vegeta might not win it. It might be Frieza. Goku and Vegeta might have a chance to not be eliminated, but Frieza lets them be eliminated. Frieza wants the Super Dragon Balls. Frieza wants to make the wish, and what wish would he make? To come back to life forever. And that makes sense. Frieza has all the motives needed to exist in this tournament, to exist in this arc, and it makes sense. Even though he has come back, what, a good 10 or so times if you add in all the cameos throughout the canon and non-canon media and material, but many of those he was a jobber. In the Resurrection of F arc, he had a decent motive. It's just the fact that he was written and executed very, very poorly. If he is written well, and I hope he is written well, because of the fact that because there is such a plethora of characters and so many to deal with, they will have to focus on certain characters depending on each universe to kind of push forward a narrative, a story, and just their version of what they feel. I think that they should focus on Frieza, of course, focus on Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan as well. Krillin and all the others are going to be side characters, but they still will have an important part to play. But Frieza will now have a lot of focus shifting on him. The potential and use for him is just undeniable. He's very, very profitable. Frieza is the most iconic villain in all of anime. Don't at me. Well, you can. I don't mind. Comment down below. Do you agree? I believe he is. He was built up throughout 2 arcs. He is just that damn good and that damn iconic. I think that the thing with Frieza is the fact that the interactions, his intelligence, his power, all just make sense for him to be an ideal candidate, an ideal inclusion in this arc. Now guys, I know there's going to be a lot of you who disagree. I know there's going to be a lot of you who are absolutely horrified by the notion of him returning. Comment it down below. This is probably going to be a part 1. I will do probably a community response after I see, or other people, how they respond to his return. So with that being said, let me see if there's anything I've missed out. Yeah, he's attacked. Okay, let's summarize it. It makes sense because he's strong. It makes sense because he's fighting for his survival. He's a good tactician. He's a good fighter. He gives complexity and narrative, complexity and unpredictability to the narrative, making for better potential storytelling. Because you can't get your hopes up. It is Toei right now. And look, his return, he has a decent motive to play with. And with that being said, I think that's just my thoughts. So what are your thoughts? Comment them down below. Like, share, comment and subscribe for more Dragon Ball content. You may now exit Dimsy's domain. Thank you and goodbye.